The thing that is causing problems for us these days is that the size of the waves in the jet stream have increased. And this is leading to a situation where we have more extremes in the weather. If you see a map of this, you would see that this is why we go from too hot to too cold in a short period of time as these waves pass. It also means that as these waves pass, the weather they bring is more violent because the temperature difference between the two sides of the waves is higher, and this leads to more rain and hail and wind and tornadoes and all kinds of damage. So let's go on to looking at some of the crop damage that has occurred just in the last few days since my first report. On the 13th of July, they report that in Ireland, the harvest is at a crisis point as moisture levels plummet. So here's a case where too little water is causing the problem. In Nepal, the agro sector witnesses loss of almost 11 billion rupees. In the USA, here again, large excessive rain results in crop losses. Large portions of southwest and south central Minnesota, which is where I'm from, along with adjoining areas of northern Iowa and eastern South Dakota, have been impacted by severe storms and excessive rainfall during the last half of June. In the Ukraine, heavy rains are expected in most regions, which causes problems with crops rotting and so on. At the same time, in Australia, the dry weather is affecting the wheat crop. And they're saying that the 2018-2019 wheat production will be 21 million tons, about 12% below the previous estimate. Here again from the U.S., growing drought is squeezing Arkansas cattle producers. They're having to make decisions to handle rapidly dwindling amounts of forage for their cattle, which can lead to early slaughter of the cattle or just killing the cattle and burying the remains. In the UK, this is from the 12th, harvest conditions are the driest in living memory. Conditions are drier than the fabled summer of 1976, and it's putting UK farms at risk of devastating fires. Here again from Germany on the 12th, grain yields tumble in the heat. Germany has scaled back yield estimations by 10%. In the Philippines, rice inventories decline. Rice stocks fell 8.24% from a year earlier and were down 18.8% from a month earlier. And it's worth remembering that three grains, corn, rice, and wheat, account for about half the calories consumed on the planet Earth. So this is a real problem. In Spain, Extremadura is having the worst fruit campaign in 3 years. In Belgium, a shorter cherry season due to quick flowering season. So reduced seasons are not good for crop production. You get a smaller crop and you get lower quality. USA again, drought grips cattle farmers. 80% of Arkansas is covered by this. USA, Texas Crop and Weather Report. Cotton producers who planted Bt pest-resistant varieties in some parts of the state are seeing damage from bollworms. Also, lower European Union cereal production expected for 2018 and 2019, a decrease of 2.5%. In Russia, the harvest will be no more than 115 million tons of grains. The previous forecast was 118 million, so we're down about 4.5 million tons of grain.